dream I know, deep up my feelings for you.
Federal High Court in Abuja has affirmed Asuen Ighodalo as the PDP gubernatorial candidate. Moving on after this, we have Nigeria Labour Congress President W0RŽT said that Nigeria senators, state government must all earn under minimum wage system. But guys, before I go bring the matter, I welcome on especially to my wonderful channel, RI0US Latest Gist. Home of news and politics. Thank you so much for joining us on today's news. If today is your first time of watching, kindly subscribe, like, comment, share. But don't forget to turn the notification bell to get notified whenever I drop our video, because I'm sure you don't want to miss out on the latest news happening on social media. To all amazing subscribers, thank you so much for joining us. So guys, let's proceed. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Wednesday upheld the nomination of Dr. Asuen Ighodalo as the PDP Democratic Party candidate for the 2024 Edo State gubernatorial election. The court decision was delivered by Justice James Omotosho, and it came in a judgment on a suit marked CS/469/24. The court dismissed the case filed by Philip Shaibu, who had challenged Asuen Ighodalo's nomination as the PDP candidate. So in their ruling, the court held that Asuen Ighodalo was duly nominated during the party's primary election, which was held on February 22, 2024 at the Samuel Igbemudia Stadium in Benin City. Asuen Ighodalo emerged victorious, securing 577 votes to defeat Philip Shaibu and 10 other aspirants. So the court further determined that the plaintiff case lacked merit, as they failed to provide sufficient evidence to prove that Asuen Ighodalo had forged his voter's card. Moreover, the court ruled that the action was statute barred, and they consequently struck it out. My people don't be small matter. So in the jubilation, the People Democratic Party has come to hail the Wednesday judgment of the Federal High Court Abuja, which affirmed the nomination of their candidate, Dr. Asuen Ighodalo, in the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in the state. The National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Honorable Debo Olubunaga, described the landmark judgment, which upheld the PDP Edo State governorship primary election held on February 22, 2024 at the Samuel Igbemudia Stadium, Benin City, as victory for democracy, rule of law, and a well-founded affirmation of the property and credibility of the primary election and PDP internal democracy. He went on to say that the spontaneous jubilation across Edo State at the news of the judgment reaffirmed the PDP's candidate, Dr. Asuen Ighodalo, as the undisputed preference of the majority of the people of Edo State in the coming governorship election. The party noted that judgment further validates the fact that all the aspirants at the governorship primary election were accorded level playing ground in the conduct of the Edo State PDP congresses and governorship primary election that produced Dr. Asuen Ighodalo as their candidate. The PDP congratulated Dr. Asuen Ighodalo, and they urged all party members to remain united and continue to work together with the majority of the people of Edo State to ensure the victory of their party and their candidate, Dr. Asuen Ighodalo. My follow me small matter. In this September 21st governorship election, because nothing will stop them for them not getting that governorship seat. Asuen Ighodalo remains their candidate, and he's going to win this Edo State governorship election come September 21st. My people are going to know what to think about this matter in our comment section. I would like to hear from Mona. Once again, thank you so much for staying to us. Moving on to the next one. My people, the president of Nigeria Labour Congress, W0RŽT, talk about court talks. It is necessary to have a fair and transparent wage structure for Nigerian workers. He highlighted the disconnect between the wages of senators and the minimum wage of ordinary workers, arguing that it is imperative for lawmakers to understand the struggle of those living on minimum wage. So speaking at the 67th annual general meeting of the association in Lagos on Tuesday, W0RŽT called for change comes at a time when the cost of living continues to rise, making it difficult for workers on minimum wage to meet their basic needs. So he solicited the support of the Nigeria Employer Consultative Association for better wages for workers, stressing that the issue at hand was not merely about the figure, but about the purchasing power of the wages earned. He said fair wages are not just a matter of social justice, that they are also instrumental in boosting workers' productivity and consequently the bottom line for employers. He said Enhanced purchasing supply among workers will lead to increased consumption, thereby addressing the concern of rising inventories in warehouses. They have advocated from the beginning of their engagement on the national minimum wage fixing exercise for the need to put more money in the hands of workers. They have also made this case on the understanding that it will help their businesses and also help the economy. They strongly believe that their organization would have been one with them, and they would have seen that they are actually making a great case for the survival of their businesses. So they do not have any interest in crippling their businesses because they cannot cut their nose to spit their face. So my people, is on these premises, they are urging the members of the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association to join them in the quest for a national minimum wage that will eliminate deep poverty from the lives of workers, wages that will not increase the number of poor working, and wages that will not amount to a starvation wage for Nigerian workers is what they should all push for. The only way to break the present consumer resistance is to increase the wages of workers, and that speaks to the policy of government that seeks to reflate the economy. So it is not by giving handouts or reducing Nigeria to beggars who must queue at the various charity parks before they can eat. They must join hands to stop this collective slide into the pit. They must save their businesses by saving workers. 250,000 as national minimum wage is already a steep consideration by Nigerian workers. As they speak, the House of Representatives and the Senate are meeting to work on decentralization wages. They all know that wage in International Labour Organization is a national law and Nigeria will not be an exception. So they will also demand that the wages of political office holders and others are brought under minimum wage. W0RŽT said that they cannot be in Senate and they are under minimum wage and not legislate for a better wage. So they should know their wage. They should know what they are earning. Talk about the governors. He said if they have security vote that is unaccounted for, if they have access fund, they will not know that people are suffering. But if everybody is brought under the minimum wage, even if the governors want to create level 18, 19 or 20 for them, he said all of them should come under wage system. This is the only way it is going to work. That if it is possible, both the House of Representatives and the Senate should be on part-time basis. Let it be based on professional callings. That if someone is a lawyer, a doctor, they have a business or profession of their own. If they meet there 3 times a week, then the remaining days in the week, they will go on with their businesses because the money being spent at the National Assembly is unimaginable. Unless they address this, the country will continue to go down and the gap between the rich and poor will continue to widen. However, he warned that should the governors and members of the National Assembly succeed in deregulating the minimum wage, organized labor will shut the country for 1 month. He emphasized that according to International Labour Congress, Convention 131, ratified by Nigeria, he said minimum wage is a national issue. So he warned that organized labor would not tolerate governors, members of the National Assembly, imposing slave wages and poverty on workers and Nigerians. As they all are here in that meeting, a joint committee of the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the Judiciary are meeting as well. So they have decided to remove Section 34 from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent list so that state governors can determine what to pay so that there will be no minimum wage gain. They cannot decide what they should earn. So W0RŽT, they warn them all. Say the very moment the House of Representatives and the Senate will come up with such a law that will not benefit Nigerian workers, they are going to be their driver and gate man on that day, and there will be no movement for 1 month. So they cannot accept any situation where the governors and the National Assembly members will force a slave wage on workers and force poverty on the citizens. Organized labor will not accept it. So my people are going to like know what you think about this matter in our comment section. I would like to hear from you once again. Thank you so much for staying to us. We really do appreciate. On this note, we have come to the end of today's segment. Till I come your wellness. Stay safe, guys. Bye.